sir. Yes, sir, skis. That's good. I'm gonna start this stream by saying I can finally say that I've become the person I envisioned myself to become when I started this journey, bro. I reached a point where I fully believe so much in myself that I'm a profitable trader that I don't need reality to confirm it, right? And that's all I wanted to say here. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Let me go to my channel real quick. Let me open my stream. Sir. So let's see what we got going on today. Where's my executions? Right here. Let's start with DXY as usual, right? As usual. We're gonna go with Monday. Oopsies. Monday. What is DXY doing, baby? Let us analyze this shit. Well, we have reached the strong low, but we did also inverse, so it's in a weird state, I would say. In a weirdy state a bit. We do have the sell side though. I would actually think it's a bit weird. I would say we actually becomes pivotal. Either if we break below here, we're going lower to fill this gap. If we break higher, we go higher to fill this gap. So it's basically we're kind of stuck here, I would say. We are kind of stuck here. I would wait for either side to get broken to confirm bias. That's pretty much it. Because we have this bearish leg, but it lacks confluence. We are not yet. We did react of that really good, or the block I said, but it's still weird, right? Because we have this big void. We don't know for sure whether we're gonna print it or we're gonna hold lower. So it's very in the middle state where I cannot really read price on what's gonna happen unless we, of course, do something. So I would say if we actually inverse this, we're more likely to come fill this gap, which is the bias I would more preferably choose here is choosing to buy towards this big ass gap here. But it's weird, right? We do have technically more confluence on the bearish side, but we do have buy sell liquidity getting taken. We do have a 4-hour inverse, which technically makes us better on looking for shorts actually, especially if we hold this. If we inverse here, we're more likely to reach into the sell side, but we're gonna see about that. USD, we didn't take that buy side, which is definitely what I'm gonna wait for here. We did inverse, we did reclaim that FVG, which is usually a bullish sign, but it's still in a weird state, which I gotta reanalyze. It's still not really clear on what we're gonna do here for me. We did come from the high resistance and we did reclaim this 4-hour. That's pretty important sign. So let's go over again. We did reclaim that 4-hour FVG and held it, which usually means we are gonna reach higher. We have sell side getting taken, right? We have sell side getting taken area 4-hour inverse, which definitely makes for a potential A+ setup, but 1 hourly here doesn't really look great. I would say this is draw, but after this gets reached, we're more likely to be reaching lower. It's still in a weird state, as I would say, right? We do have this bullish FVG, which is very likely gonna hold towards this, but once this gets reached, we're very likely reaching lower. We have a bullish edge, but it's really short term. That green FVG will very likely hold towards buy side liquidity, but once buy side liquidity is taken, it's really risky to anticipate further bullish PA. Let's see 15-minute. Yeah, it's definitely weird. It looks like some type of trending Asia. I definitely see this trending Asia holding into this buy side liquidity and then inversing, and then we could trade lower. But yeah, I would say we definitely will come towards filling this gap, but it depends. That's definitely the bias I would choose, but sometimes price just keeps delivering higher, and very later on we're gonna come to fill this, but my bias will definitely be oriented towards filling this gap right here. And I do really like this buy side here. I do really like buy side, and I like the fact that we have equal lows here on GU. I do like how PA is looking here. Let's go back and let's reanalyze. We didn't take this low, which is a great sign for me. I would really be still very down on reaching lower. For our gap, where we're gonna wait for in 1 hour confluence, and we have really strong shorts here. Ooh, I like GU, baby. I like GU here, bro. I really like GU. Oops. I really like GU here. The fact that we didn't take sell side, and the fact that we have a really strong 4-hour FVG to look to sell from. Of course, we are gonna wait for a 1 hour confirmation. Oof. I do really like this shit right here, and I do really like the buy side liquidity. I like that the range is voided. A+ setup here. Sadly, it would be, in my eyes, it would be a good trade to just look to short instantly, but we gotta be waiting for that hourly confirmation. Really nice buy side liquidity, really nice buy side liquidity to get swept. Oh my god, the setup looks great. Sadly, I don't think we're able to pretty much look for trending. We do have 4-hour to 4-hour. We actually can look. We don't need to wait for a 1 hour confluence here. I would actually say this setup is fine to just straight up look to short. So hell yeah, baby. We might finally have a setup, but let's not get too hyped. Let's stay focused. Let's stay focused on what we do. Very bullish inspection here. It's also liquidity rate, and we didn't really tap the area, but we did have 4-hour inverse. Boom, which should become draw. Technically, we already reached the draw from the inverse, but social liquidity and also market structure shift. So the signs are pretty bullish on this pair. GU looks bearish, Euro looks strong. GU looks like the weakest with pair with AU, but GU are still very much pretty fair. But the bullish edge here is pretty strong on reaching towards this, I would say. We already reached POI, which makes it risky to keep buying higher, but we do have a really good bullish edge. Boom. Really good bullish edge getting triggered here, except our drawn liquidity already got reached. The opposing POI, we have sell side raid, a POI not really hit, but really strong inverse and retest. Really strong inverse and retest here. We don't really have any follow-ups. We don't see a bullish gap getting followers, so we cannot really be trading this, but it does look good as a bullish edge. No real follow-up, so we can trade this shit. We can, sadly or not sadly, but yeah, this is how I would anticipate this to stay more respected. We might retest that 4-hour once again, but definitely not gonna be looking to be trading this this right here. Let's see, where are we on DAX? We do still be bearish. We still be very bearish here. Let me delete my alert. We have a 4-hour bullish FVG and a 4-hour bearish FVG. I wouldn't call this an A+ setup. I would just call it continuation setup. But yeah, we're reaching slightly high resistance. I would say from here it kind of starts. Why did I make that sound? Boom, move, bro, move, man. God damn. We do have really strong continuation patterns, and we have a 4-hour bullish FVG, which we are waiting for to get inversed. We did also take this low, which might make and we do have a 4-hour, except it did come a bit deeper. Wouldn't really be looking at buys. It looks slightly decent to be looking at buys actually, but yeah, it's too early to be looking at buys. I have associated with the trigger higher, but I would still wait for that hourly confluence here. It does look good as a trending Asia, but since we don't have the area that I'm looking for, do we have this a 4? Okay, it's a 4 hour, so we're actually getting a valid bullish edge here. Sales and liquidity swept into area, into trigger, which makes it valid for us to be looking at higher prices towards this and this. I would say, yo, it's a valid edge. We're gonna see it's actually valid, right? And hourly, here we see the hourly gap is confirming this setup is actually valid. That's what I'm gonna write here. Let's see UK. Weird. Reach from external to external, basically really nice play of a liquidity based setup, and we do have this really good gap here, which I really like. I would probably prefer on buying UK rather than DAX, because DAX is weaker. So we have sell side area. Don't really have a 4-hour trigger though, which we don't really have that 4-hour trigger, but GEO definitely stays at the top of the list. We're gonna watch DAX, Euro, and EU. Hell nah. Same idea as DAX, valid edge, except we are missing the 4-hour trigger. That's kind of the only thing, but we do have it getting followed on the hourly. I do really like this actually. I do like how this edge is looking right here. I do really like this bullish range, but we have the trigger on hourly. I do really like the range here, so definitely UK becomes visible or monitored, or what the fuck ever you want to call it. Really strong fucking reaction here, but let's see. UK analyzed 4-hour. It's weird. We only have sell area. We do have this really small leverage here, but I wouldn't. We have inversion actually. This is what I would consider valid. Sell swept into 4-hour inversion, which makes it valid for potential buys. And we do have a slight trigger here, pretty good trigger, because we have inversion and gap getting followed up by price. But sometimes it's risky to be buying this early into some shit like this. But if we buy, I would say first draw is here. Definitely this becomes our draw. So UOG also becomes monitored. Let's see, gold, very overextended. I would actually say we're holding this 4-hour inversion. Inverse here, higher low. This is very strong on being bullish, and we are building a 1-hour gap here, which makes it very likely for us to just straight up hold bullish, but definitely not something I would trade. I'm not even gonna make the analysis for gold. So let me drink some water and recap. Let's recap these. So 1 second, like this. Okay, so GEO, why is GEO the best? It just is, right? It just is 4-hour to 4-hour, massive social liquidity draw, massive buy side liquidity to get swept here, really big void, low resistance price action to print towards. It's just like it's very fucking good. These are very early. That's the problem, right? I wouldn't really be that down to be buying straight off the bat here. We have reached lower prices, but it's just something I would wait a bit more structure on to really confirm that we're reaching bullish, because we know I said this a lot of times, when you have one bullish range, so we're bearish, we have only one bullish range, it's very uncertain whether we are actually holding this and gonna go lower or pin higher. So it's very risky to anticipate price printing higher in a case like this. That's why I would prefer to see that hourly gap print here, and then look from that hourly gap to trade towards this. I would actually prefer. That's why in these pairs right here, I would actually be down to wait a bit more rather than be trading right now. I do really fucking like UK, I'm not gonna lie. So UK and G would definitely become my pairs to be traded. We do have slight resistance, but this is unconventional. This is I would just call this normal structure because we don't see consolidation, we just see consistent delivery. So I wouldn't really consider that necessarily bad. Here we gotta be careful because we rated sell side, so we have a really big chance of continuing the range lower, but we can target the opposing PDA rate or the PDA where price is most likely to be reacting off. So we can definitely be targeting this, but I do want to see the sell side getting swept. We have this really good multiple stack breaker here. Why did I say like that? I do want to see the sell side getting raided here. We're gonna place an alert. Boom. DAX, as I said, it's pretty strong on looking bullish. Same with this, but it's just way too early to be looking at buys, to be honest. Even if we have a bullish edge getting triggered, in this case I would consider it too early to be looking at those buys, right? Too early to be doing that because we still have sell side. This is very similar with DAX we see, and also UK is looking way better. It's way stronger. We way more confident in buying this pair right here. So yeah, the rest of the pair we're gonna monitor. Euro I don't like, right? I say we're very likely on holding bullish towards this price liquidity, and from once we reach that shade, we're likely on reaching lower. We're building a really strong low. So what we're gonna do from here is very likely we're just gonna continue bullish. We might also be printing bearish of this inversion, but I wouldn't really consider that right here. I'm pretty confident on us reaching higher, but it's just not something I would do. I would prefer and waiting for price to switch and for us to look to target this big ass fill right here. So yeah, and DAX, I really love GU and UK today. These are the pairs I'm realistically gonna be looking to trade. GU, I'm looking to trade off short. Even with this 4-hour inversion, we have massive fucking sell side. We have really good 4-hour FVG. 4-hour to 4-hour makes my edge valid. It's a continuation pattern. We have buy side liquidity to get swept. We have previous daily high getting swept here. We straight up look at a risk entry. This is the rare cases where I would be down on looking at a risk entry because the buy side liquidity and the POI are just too good not to look at a risk entry. We can anticipate first target, second target. Easy fucking money. Yes sir. Yes sir, skis. We looking very good today. Finally, feels like we're gonna have a setup, but don't get too excited. Just be grounded, right? We're still focused on choosing only the A+ setups. Is this an A+ setup? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Is this an A+ setup? Yeah. Yeah. It's very on the verge of not being an A+ setup, but I would still consider it because we have strong source array. We have this really good breaker here. We're just really clear on reaching higher, even though with this, right? So I would still be considering this an A+ setup, or would I? I'm not sure, but we're gonna see. Still waiting on us reaching back into these lows. It might happen that we don't and we straight up leave higher, but that's alright. I don't need to see the setup play out. I'll still be way more likely to be seeing this play out, and I would be way more down to be playing this cheap right here. For me, this looks beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, this is the rate case is what I say, because again, this is the limbo state. This is when we have only one range and we don't know whether this is a raid on liquidity or a break of structure. But because of us being so heavily inclined, because of us having sell side, because of having so many things, I'm really confident on this being a liquidity raid. Therefore I don't need to wait for confirmation to confirm that. Most of the time, because we don't know whether this is a break or a raid, I'm waiting for price to support 1 hour gap lower before taking the trade lower. But in this case, I'm just really highly confident, really high conviction in us reaching lower from here towards higher time frame draw. Because if we didn't take this low, really massive draw, this can be a crazy fucking trade if we get this shit right here. But we gonna wait and see. I'm gonna go smoke a ciggy real quick, but this is, bro, this is so beautiful with this dual trade. Now we're just gonna wait for us to see if price wants to confirm it, price wants to give us the setup. If it doesn't, we will not be mad, of course, because yeah, it's just a market. Sometimes it aligns, sometimes it doesn't. Let's try something real quick here, which is a bit risky, but it's a demo trade. Right, oh, it's too late already because London opened. But yeah, London already open. Good thing I didn't get to execute. Boom. But can we market this shit? Trust in the process. Oh shit, I should have marketed a bit early, would have allowed for better R, but I'm anticipating buys. It's just not the cleanest setup. I'll probably take this, but it's a riskier setup. We still have the inspection of this, even with the 4 hour. Still a riskier, definitely a riskier setup, right? Definitely a riskier setup. On the inversion here, we traded. This is a 4 hour inversion with a lower time frame entry pattern. We're just looking to target opposing PD rate, but it's definitely a risky trade to be taken on my fund. That we want to wait for trades that we are really certain in. Even if this looks good, even if it looks valid, it's just a bit riskier, right? A bit riskier because we're heavily bearish, we're a bit overextended, we don't have structure confirming yet that we're gonna be bullish. So that's why I'm gonna be a bit more patient and wait for the AAA plus setup here, which is GU. If we get it, if we don't, that's I. But yeah, I'm gonna go smoke a ciggy real quick, and we're gonna let this run with a 3.22R. Setup looks good, bro. Hi, bro. Nah, this is demo. For now, this is demo. This is a valid setup. It's just that I'm deep in drawdown and I'm willingly choosing only to trade the best setups, which in my case would be GU. If we reach back into this buy side here, this is what I'm gonna be trading. Very high quality trade. Very high quality. That's why I'm willingly choosing only to wait for this setup right here, us coming into this buy side liquidity here, this 4-hour AVG, and for me looking to target this higher time frame draw. Like, bro, this is like how I would imagine a trade in my dream. Like, this setup looks hella good. This DAX trade is very risky, even though it's valid. It's very risky. That's why I only took demos on it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm looking to be trading. UK has potential on reaching higher, but yeah, I'm willingly choosing only to trade the A+ setup right here, because this setup right here has the potential for like crazy art, bro. Crazy fucking art. Because imagine we get like a short form here with like, let's say 10 pips stop loss, 13 pip. Look at R. God fucking damn. Look at R here. Yeah, this is what I'm waiting for. Also, UG is looking like it's breaking higher, which again is my bias. It's just a hell nah. Hell nah. We can demo this shit, we can play around, but not realistically gonna be trading any of these setups. 2R shish. Trade limit. We're gonna do demos. This is what I do. Even though these boom, even though these can be considered this can be considered an A+ setup, it's just that it's very fucking risky. This is an A++ setup. This right here, that's what I'm waiting for. So boom, this is the alert. Even if it's gonna take for New York, even doesn't fucking matter. If we're gonna get it, we're gonna get it. Willingly choosing only to trade a setup I'm very high convicted in. Now what gives me, because here we have higher time frame draw, we have bias, we have pretty much everything we fucking need for this trade. Everything we need. We have buy side liquidity, we have low resistance, we have higher time frame draw. It's so fucking textbook. This setup right here, it just takes for price to come there into the area. This looks a bit bearish, a bit of a bearish reaction. DAX is still looking fine. It's looking like it's gonna respect that shit, but yeah. So liquidity swept into 4-hour AVG, into 4-hour inverse, which technically makes for a valid trade, but we do have a lot of opposing structure. We do have a 1-hour AVG. Again, makes it risky because we're fighting bias here. This is the thing that is wrong with this trade. We're going against bias, and we already have a 4-hour AVG. If this 4-hour AVG wouldn't be present, we could have anticipated us drawing towards this, but no, don't want to do this like this. Waiting for my baby right here. My baby right here. We're building a lot of buy side, beautiful, beautiful. This I'm pretty confident in this as well, on this this euro trade, but hell nah, brody. Hell nah, brody. Brody. We're looking like a good bearish cap here, but yeah, I'm gonna wait for my setup, Yangi. It's not, I don't have to trade, I don't have to do any of those shit. Right here, I don't have to do anything. So waiting on my beautiful setup. That's pretty much all I'm gonna do today. Willingly choosing only to trade the highest quality of pairs. This is what I did as a mistake previously. Like, I knew there's one pair I'm really confident in, an idea that I'm really confident in, yet I would start trading the ones that are low probability, which in long term ends up hurting you, right? Because you are, in this cases like this, you should willingly choose only to trade the one that you feel like it's most quality, right? And you should not settle for less. Same with bitches, right? You should be settling for only what you deserve. UK also looks good on rate of liquidity here, on reaching higher. Again, valid trade, but rate on liquidity very highly likely This is more like a retracement trade, right? External to internal. This is internal to external, which is way more high quality. Definitely. I still think DAX is gonna continue. Yes, sir, but not my type. Not my type of not my type. That's it, pretty much. I mean, we do have this 50-minute, which technically we should hold higher, but this is probably gonna be like a near reversal, more likely. Near reversal, I'm gonna wait for a 50-minute inverse here and then trade off the 50-minute inverse. Usually I'm waiting for hourly inverse, but considering the fact that I'm really confident in this trade, I don't need a lot of confluence to be seeing this sell play out. And yeah, this has the potential of a trade that legitimately gets me out of drawdown. One trade has the potential. So yeah, ain't gonna settle for less, Gengi. Not even 1 second. There's been a lot of switches like in my mind lately. A lot of switches in my mindset. Mostly I just don't care about results anymore. I'm not consistently looking for signs that my reality is gonna change. I'm not consistently waiting on reality to change. I'm just fine. And one very big switch is that my love for trading is not conditional anymore. I don't love trading only when I win. I love trading as much. I love trading when I don't have trades as much as I do when I'm on winning streaks, and that's a massive switch. Massive switch in mindset. And the other switch is willingly choosing to trade only A plus setups. Massive switch. In terms of win rate, in terms of everything, basically. Still struggling a bit. I don't really see, I see price retesting overall this area again, holding lower, but yeah. We also kind of rated Asian highs here, but yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We just gonna wait. That's it, baby. We just gonna wait. We're gonna play some low fee. And that's it, baby. That's it, baby. We're gonna wait for our beautiful setup right here. This week is slightly, let's see, I didn't check the economical calendar. I do know today I think we have PPI. We don't? Am I tripping? Yeah, I mean pretty deep drawdown right now, to be honest. I'm pretty deep drawdown, but I'm not worried. I'm gonna show you in pretty deep drawdown, but I'm not necessarily worried. I'm just, it's weird, right? I'm still trusting myself even in this deep of a drawdown. And yeah, if I fail it, I fail it. We're in like minus 8%. It's not great, but I did recover multiple times from this this type of yeah. We see we didn't have really any trades for the last 2 weeks. We see I recovered 2 times from minus 8%. I did have a pretty good streak here, almost in break even actually, and then started losing again because my execution was really inconsistent. But I'm still confident. We're gonna see what happens. If we fail this account, that's all good. We're gonna buy another one. And yeah, I'm still waiting for the C plus setup. That's why I say this setup right here, if we manage to come in where I say will, is legitimately has the potential of recovering me from minus 8%, because we can make hella fucking bends on this. We only need one setup. We don't need to be trading any other shit. Even if this works, this is not a trade I would risk. Like, you know, I have room for 2 trades on the account, and I'm not gonna risk it on some shit like this because we're going against bias, and I don't want to be doing that. And yeah, we're gonna see. But this setup, this is what I'm waiting for. That's why my execution has been inconsistent. That's why I had those let me go back again. That's why I had those random winning streaks, and then I start losing again, because I would end up not consistently choosing to trade only plus setup. This is why My execution has been inconsistent. That's why I've been stuck in this loop for so long. That's why I've been having these streaks of winnings right here. Here, randomly, the market randomly, this was an A plus setup right here. We ended up recovering like 4%. Again, high quality setups, then the market just distributed lower quality setups and I ended up taking them, and this is what it caused. There was no psychological issue. There was nothing. All the trade that was taken were valid, but the problem was not the validity of the trades. The problem was the quality of the trades, right? Because these all, when you see wins, these were all A plus setup, but they were just, I kind of got lucky because the market was in a period where it would distribute just A plus setups, right? The same it did here, but then the market ended up distributing lower probability setups, and that's what kept causing this. But now I'm willingly choosing only to trade these right here that end up causing these winning streaks, but we're gonna see what they do. But yeah, now really focusing a lot on only A plus setup. That's what's gonna change things, because I've seen it in backtesting. It turned me from a 33% win rate, which is exactly my win rate on this account that I have right now, to a 60% win rate, and sometimes even 80. The fact that willingly choosing only to trade A plus setup makes a huge fucking difference. That's the missing piece. That's what gets you from break even to profitable at the end of the day. Now I don't have psychological problems, I don't have execution problems, I don't have trade management problems, I don't have, I don't know, inconsistency in sleep or in routine. The only problem that I was is not choosing to trade only A plus setups on a consistent basis. So now technically profitability should follow, and technically I'm really confident that I'm going to be able to recover this account, but I cannot really guarantee it, right? But we gonna see. Yeah, this actually ended up being bearish, as I said. Should I test my intuition once again here? But yeah, I just mostly demo trade lately. I'm just waiting for that A plus setup that has the potential. Right now, when you're in this deep over drawdown, you want to make sure you take the highest probability of trade to maximize your chance of recovering the account, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But there is a big switch. You cannot do this only when you're in drawdown. This is what I did a lot of times. I only chose to trade those really high quality setups when I would be in drawdown, and then when I would get out of it, I would start choosing lower probability setups, and that would end up making me lose and come back to where I was. So it's something that you need to be doing consistently. That's what I realized. It's a riskier trade, definitely, because we're shooting against a big ass hourly gap, but just for funsies. For unsies. I don't know why I feel like this setup is gonna fail off here. Might be wrong, but yeah. I don't know realistically if I would have taken this anyways. Let me see time in here. I mean, probably it would have been valid inverse, just wacky displacement, really iffy displacement. So that's what I'm not sure I would have taken this. Training Asia, valid model, very high time frame, just not the A plus setup that I'm looking for. Okay, apparently it didn't tap us in here. Should have, but it didn't, which I guess is all good. It's all goody. Okay, this would have been a step in, but yeah. Sadly it didn't. But yeah. We're gonna wait for our beautiful setup. Let's see where 2R is on this. 2R is a bit above Asian highs. Let's think, risk reassess. Is this an A plus setup? I mean, it's a good setup, but we have opposing structure. We do have this here, which makes us need to wait for another hourly confluence. Then yeah, that's basically it. Like this hour. So even though it's small, I'm not sure, but it still makes me, generally still makes me want to wait for another hourly confluence to confirm the switch on bias to confirm that we have two bullish ranges before me looking to target. So bias needs to be in our side when we're trading, and how bias is confirmed is by having two ranges higher, and of course bullish POI is getting respected. Okay, UK is melting, bro. Already would have almost reached that TP, but it's all good though. And this looked like a good setup. I am gonna lie, this looked like a good setup, but it is failing. And this looks like a very good reaction out of it. If it works, it works. It's all good though. We cannot be catching any trade. Even if it works, it doesn't mean it was worth taking. Big difference. big difference. But it's beautiful. How it's living is definitely nice. Bit of a weird price action, but yeah, I still believe in that new reversal here. If we see London slowly trend higher, then we have a 50-minute inverse. This can be extremely good. But we don't need to see the high of the week getting formed in Monday, because if we come here, we're definitely forming the high of the week. So the high of the week doesn't need to be Monday, it can also be Tuesday, so we can also get this set up in Tuesday. It's just about being patient at this point. It's weird that there's a switch between DAX and UK. Usually they're aligned, but this time they're kinda opposites. But it's all good though. Euro also looks pretty bearish here. I would say we're reaching on Asian lows, and then we're gonna trend higher off this order block right here. Looks like a good order block. See if we can sneak a demo trade in. Come on, trading view, sir. Boom, boom, boom. This is a big stop loss, so we're gonna do like this. 2R once again. Stop loss, take profit. So, bro, that's I. We're gonna do demos. We be playing a bit. Okay, this already reached TP, so usually going out here, even if it's a demo. You might come for Asian lows as well, but I would like to see it leave off this low here and start trending higher for us to get that New York reversal, but it does depend. Bow. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat some real quick, because now I don't have really a lot of action, so I need to eat something because my stomach is kind of screaming. So yeah, we're still waiting on this geo setup. The day looks like it's gonna be London that we're gonna wait for. It's all good. We're just gonna be demoing slightly, and that's it, baby. That's it. I'm gonna go eat some because I'm hungry as hell, man. Like it's working, but yeah, still gonna stand on business that this trade is risky. UJ, yeah, didn't tap us in. Still pretty confident on being bullish. Yeah, the rest not doing much. Not doing much. Gold rejected the bullish POI, which is interesting, but yeah, we're gonna let the DAX demo run. Though I realistically, because of the entries as well, and because of context, I wouldn't have taken it. We're waiting on that hourly gap to pin, which is very unlikely to do because we had this big rejection here. And yeah, it's more likely to print it somewhere here, I would say, but it's all good though. Or he has a chance of reversing because the displacement is very weak. We see right here is very weak, which usually increases the chances of us reversing off this shit right here. But it's all good, baby. We don't need to be trading every day. We need to be trading when it matters, which is definitely this. But yeah, we're gonna let this shit run right here. Oh shit, this trade was running. I mean, it was a good setup. It just was not as good as I would like to. But we ended up playing now. We just got missed, and then I deleted my order. So this was the trade here. Still waiting on you. Pardon me. Decent setup, but not A+. We don't really have a drawn liquidity. If we would have had a drawn liquidity, we wouldn't have opposing PD array. I mean, yeah, this is really kind of invalid. So it might have been a valid setup, but I wouldn't have taken this entry most likely. I'm not sure. I'm gonna reflect later on, but for now, I still think I didn't make the right or the wrong choice of not taking this trade right here. But yeah, so waiting on my A+ setup. I'm gonna go drink a coffee again, and today I'm not gonna be heavily active. But yeah. Sheesh. The straight is not running hella hard. Good morning, bro. I did not take this trade. I didn't like it. As I said, I'm only willingly choose to trade A plus setup, and this setup for me was an A plus. So yeah, waiting on the G1. You got tapped, but it's probably gonna fail by the looks of it. But yeah, did not take this. Still very risky, right? Did it behave? Maybe I should have taken it. I'm not sure, right? We had Celsius Sweet 4-hour VG, 4-hour trigger. I don't know if I would have taken this entry though. That's what I'm not sure. This is what around an open, maybe a market. Yo, let's see, 5-minute. Yeah, 5-minute inversion also looked pretty well. We came for this. So I'm not sure though. For now, I decided to skip it, but maybe in the long term I should have taken it. I still think my choice of waiting for this is still probably better in the long term. Waiting for this A plus setup, right? If I wouldn't probably been in drawdown, probably been taking this, right? If I wouldn't have been in drawdown, it's a riskier trade, but yeah, we had this hourly AVG which we reacted off. It's a bit slightly weird. Slightly weirder, that's for sure. Still waiting on the new reversal here. If we get it, still way more higher probability for me. Overall, it's a fine setup. I would have probably taken this again if I would have had a bit more room on my account, but considering I'm minus 8% drawdown, right, I don't want to take the highest quality of trades, and considering we do have that option here on GU, still probably smarter to wait for that, even if it doesn't look like it right now. The entry was iffy, slightly iffy. Choppy inversion, London open right on the retest. Entry formed before London, which is something I really don't do a lot of times. Even if it works, don't be worrying about that shit, right? But yeah, the setup was definitely decent. I would call it A. I wouldn't call it A plus. I would call it A because we're going against bias. Long term, and we don't have that. I mean, strong liquidity is pretty solid, but yeah, it's a counter trend trade. We're going, yeah, this is definitely counter trend trade, which makes it not an A plus setup and makes it an A. An A is definitely where I would place this trade, and right now I'm only choosing to trade A plus setup. Even if it works, I would have probably taken this. Again, two ways I would have taken this: either not being drawdown, or take it on a smaller account, which I'm planning on buying. I plan on buying a smaller account just to scalp and do basically shittier trades, but yeah, still don't think it's wrong. It's an A setup. It's an A because we're going against bias, because we were going against a 4-hour AVG, even though yeah, range is pretty voided because entry was iffy, entry was formed pre-London. Yes, definitely an A, maybe even B actually. So yeah, right now it doesn't suit what I'm trying to do, which is trading only A plus setup, at least until I get out of drawdown. Might be trading A and A plus, but definitely not the time to do it right now. We want to make sure we increase the chances as much as I can to recover the cup, basically. This in theory makes for a valid scalp here to be taking shorts. It just doesn't. Looks weird. There's still things that make it not an A plus setup. First of all, is us going against the 4-hour AVG here, which already makes it risky. Going against bias not being fully confirmed bullish, so it's definitely a retracement trade. So the fact that we're in a retracement trade and the fact that we didn't get bullish bias fully confirmed before entering the trade is one, and the fact that entry was iffy. That's definitely an A setup, maybe even B actually, even if it works. So at the end of the day, still not really, I don't think it was the wrong choice, even if it works. Not now, definitely not now. Maybe again, if I wouldn't have been in drawdown, A and A plus setups I think are fine on trading, but like this, I'm not sure though. And yeah, this low was pretty strong though. Yeah, we definitely could have expected a reaction, but it's still risky. Of course, every trade is risky to some extent. It's just that not the setup I was looking for to take right now, where we are situated on the count. So definitely that took place in deciding whether to take the trade or not. Considering the entry, very likely not going to take this. Really hard. Not invalidated the trade, but made it lower quality because the displacement was shit, first of all, and second, the entry was formed pre-London, which is not a good sign. Most of the time you're gonna see your entry for pre-London, and that was kind of confirmed by how we behaved around here. We see that displacement was really weak. So yeah, I don't think I'm wrong. It's an A or B. We'll call it this an A plus. Right now only choosing A plus. Retracement trade, basically counter trend retracement trade. That was what this can be called. We gonna see. Yeah, definitely not wrong about this. Now I'm reflecting and I'm realizing, right? Not every trade that works means it's worth taking. That's the difference. If the hourly gap prints here, we are way more likely on reaching higher. But it does look like we're not gonna print it. We're probably gonna close it and just wick higher. So what would have made this A plus is probably having some equal highs right here. The draw is a POI, which is not wrong, right? But yeah, Asian range was weak. Yeah, this definitely is not an A plus setup. Asian range was weak, very weak. We don't see a lot of movement. Even here, we didn't take Asian lows, which Asian lows in this case didn't hold relevance. We did claim for this high resistance zone, this consolidation, but again, this is definitely not an A plus setup. So at the end of the day, still the right choice in my eyes, right? That's what matters at the end of the day. What matters at the end of the day is that I make the right choice, considering my beliefs and how I trade. And we were ping-pong between two POIs, so here we're kind of forced to wait for another confluence, kind of. Even though this hourly is very weak, first of all it's small, and second of all it looks on the 50-minute it's not present, so it kind of gets invalidated, meaning this is not really present, it's a false POI. But it is present on the 4-hour, which again makes it dangerous, but yeah, still a relatively mediocre setup, I would say. A decent setup, like I would call this, how I'm rating, yeah, this is definitely an A plus setup. How I'm rating my trades, I would probably put it into the green zone, which is an A. These are A plus, purple ones are A plus. This is A plus plus. This is what I would call you here, an A plus plus setup. I want to trade A plus and A plus plus. So yeah, still not wrong for that in my eyes. That's all that matters, right? I don't really care about the trade working or not. I care about, did I make the right decision? Was it the right decision to be skipping the trade? That's all I realistically care about. Entry iffy. Trading gauge is sure. Trading gauge is sure. That's why I don't trade gold in London. Look, it's doing nothing, bruh. That's why you don't want to be trading gold in London. I would definitely place this in the green zone here. But realistically, I wouldn't have taken it before the entry, even if probably, yeah, even if, I'm not sure, even if the entry was textbook, I'm not sure, like I would have taken this. Like the quality of the trade kind of gets reflected by how balanced we were. Even if it works, I don't know. Still gonna think about this, but I still believe that I made the right choice, right? This setup has like I would say like a 50% win rate, and my A plus setup have like 60 to 70, 60 to 80 actually. Was it bad? Not really, but I would just not really accept mediocrity, not right now, and I don't think I ever will. So even in the long term, I don't think I would be taking a shit like this. What would have made it an A plus would have been a bit more of a solid draw on liquidity, a bit more, yeah, probably some equal highs right here, some liquidity to be targeting. Yeah, and not this 4 hour not being present here. That's what definitely would have made it A plus. But it's just what it is, right? Don't need to be taking every trade. Euro should still be reaching towards these lows right here. Technically, I would still say we're reaching into this order block. I'm confident in this order block holding price higher. So generally, we should be reaching lower. But yeah, it's a demo trade once again, the same as Daxis. A demo. The edge is in TD present. Source liquidity area trigger valid. Boom, but we have opposing PDRA, which technically makes us wait for it to get inversed. And drawn liquidity, yeah, solid. But this 4 hour, first of all, fuck the trade, and the entry being choppy. So yeah, I'm still standing on business right here. Yeah, Euro actually looks like it's inverting and printing bullish, but it might actually come just for this. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but yeah. We be chilling. My job right now is to trade only 8%. I don't think it will ever change. Even if I would think about myself as a profitable trader, I wouldn't probably have taken this trade against this 4 hour. If this wasn't present, sure. This wasn't present, the entry was a bit better. Definitely would have taken it. But the fact that this 4 hour is present, there's two things that we gotta wait. We either need to wait for extra confluence or waiting for this to get inversed. And look where it got inversed already, where we printed higher, which already makes us wait for that other confluence. So definitely not riskier entry. It's a risk entry I would call, something I would do on GU here, but GU is really fine on doing that shit because it's just too good. So yeah. Yep, sir. See if it holds this. If it holds this, it's probably gonna retrace deeper. But again, range is pretty balanced, so maybe this actually. We're gonna see a retrace towards, but generally 50-minute, yeah. Jew did nothing. Did nothing. Jew is still stalling the fuck. Hard as fuck. Same with DXY, yeah, they're just in a weird state. These pairs. G was fine, but I would say like this is very similar to G where we wanna look for buys here to be targeting this fill, and the highs. But yeah. We're ping-ponging between two PIs, so yes, sir. Yep, sir. This turns now into an inverse, which can be, again, this is a good sign on reaching towards the high. Usually breakaway, usually this is what holds right here. If we make sure we're gonna print it, this is can be a scaling, like a very short term scaling. Oopsies. Let's just try it out. But yeah, waiting on the candle closure. Morning, bro, morning. How are you today? Did you take any trades? Just, what is you? Just looking pretty bearish here. I'm respecting that inverse. This can be a scalp here done, but it's just a weird price action. What do you mean? What do you mean where are trading from? I don't understand your question. You mean where I'm from, or what do you mean? I'm gonna place the scale in, the candle closed, so it makes it valid to take the scale in here. Inversion, gap printed. This is the case where we respect the gap printed and not the inversion because the gap is a bit above. It's a pattern I see a lot of times. Oh, you have no positions yet, yeah. This is demo, me neither, like this is demo. Was a decent setup, but I just didn't like it. I'm waiting for this GU trade right here, if we manage to come. I'm from Romania, bro, where you from? I'm waiting on this GU here in this buy side equity swap, really high potential trade. Also with higher time frame control, this is very solid. Do have slight resistance here, but we already printed before it, so. Boom, like this, and yeah, that's it. It looks like it's gonna work, but once again, shitty setup. What is this? Thank you, bro, thank you. I'm doing daily live stream, so if you wanna like hang around, you can, bro. I invite you to hang around. I am from Switzerland. Oh my god, you're from the best country ever, bro. Like that country is surreal, bro. It's not real how beautiful that country is. And that's my dream country to go to, bro. Like the mountains you have, oh my fucking god, bro. Like that country looks like a painting, I'm not gonna lie. It legitimately doesn't look real. It's expensive, but fuck, it's worth it. Probably still gonna hold this towards the Asian lows here. Kind of slow London session. It's kind of expected since we're in a lower probability day, but yeah. We have CAD and AUD bank holiday today. Apparently. Yeah, it's definitely a lower probability day. Let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow is a bit better because we have PMI, but still this week is generally not low probability necessarily, but lower. Yeah, lower probability because we don't have a lot of news. We do have Thursday a lot of news, so this is when we might get a bit of volatility, but then next week we're probably gonna have CPI in it. Yeah, we're gonna have CPI, which makes Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday a bit more high quality. Oh, you're from Afghanistan, nice. It's such a change of scenery going from Afghanistan to Switzerland. Romania is similar to Switzerland, but it's not like as nice, to be honest. We also have a lot of mountains and nature, but it's not that as nice as Switzerland. But yeah, shit is expensive in Switzerland. Like a coffee I think is like 10 euros based on what I heard. Thank you, bro. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate you. But yeah, Switzerland is, bro, let me look. But I have a position of standing right now where I cannot type. Let's see. There was a city I don't actually read. Oh my god, like, look at this shit, bro. God damn. This country is unreal, bro. This looks like a fucking dream. Like, look at this shit, bruh. If you live here, like, god fucking damn, imagine living here, bro. Fuck me. There was a city in Switzerland, but I don't remember it. Was it not Mont Blanc? Mont Blanc, I think. Am I tripping? Nah, Mont Blanc is a mountain, but I knew there was a kind of nice, really nice city on the edge. somewhere. Let me write like this. Zurich? No, not Zurich. Geneva. I don't remember it, but bro, it was so nice. Oh fuck me, I don't remember how it's called. I'm so annoyed. It was like a weird, I cannot really explain, but you could see a very big mountain in the, yeah. I mean, if we're traders and if we're successful, living in Switzerland will not really be a problem. But fuck, how was that city called, bro? It was like a almost like beach city. I don't want to say beach, but it was in the, it was on the edge of a lake. I do remember that, but I have no idea how it's called. I forgot. Something like this, where you had houses here and you had a big ass fucking lake. In the distance you could see a big ass mountain, but I don't fucking remember. I don't think it's Zurich though. Switzerland, mountain and lake, but this is gonna give me, yeah, something stupid. I think like this maybe. Oh my god, bro, this is so nice. Let's search here. Something like this, but I'm not even sure. Was it in Switzerland? I think this. Lu. Yeah, maybe. Lu. How did you say? Is Lucerne? This probably. The glittering ice fortune in the city of Lucerne. Lucerne. How the fuck is it called? Maybe this? I think yes. I think this was. Oh my fucking god. But I'm pretty sure this was it, if I'm not mistaken. I think the DAX one got triggered, okay. But I'm pretty sure, definitely this, I think this was the city. Come on, ad blocker photos don't mess about it. Yeah, this was definitely it. This is a crazy city. Like, you could see the big ass fucking mountain in the distance. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Bro, this is a nice fucking city, I ain't gonna lie. Bro, what is this? Wait, like, give me back, please. What did the words? Bro, please, I missed that shit. There was, like, look at this guy, bro. He just chilling. Swinging his feet in the air. What is this? Like, people just chilling here. It's crazy. Yeah. This looks like a crazy city, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I don't know, it feels unreal a bit. Look at this. Oh my fucking god, bro. Man, living like this would probably be a fucking bliss. Yeah, this is beautiful. It looks like Venice at the same time, but the water looks so clear as well. It looks so clean. It just looks good, bro. Like this definitely looks like a dream city. I don't really like living in cities, but to live here, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure this was it, yeah. But yeah, very beautiful, bro. Switzerland is a fucking dream. Oh shit, we massively wigged that shit. People are randomly chilling on the grass, like not giving a shit. What did I wanted to search something, but I forgot. I don't want to see. Can I do maps maybe? Can I do like street view? Okay, can I make it this bigger? I can't apparently. But northern Italy is cool as fuck also. But am I dumb? Oh yeah, northern Italy is like here. Canton, what the fuck is that shit? Geneva. Geneva is in fucking Switzerland? I thought it's in Italy. What is this? Can I do street view? Why can I not do street view? Apparently I can't, but I wanted to do street view, but I can. So let's see if I open maps. Yeah, bro, we're not gonna be rich. I'm definitely gonna give it a visit, but right now I have to go in depth to come here. Liechtenstein, okay. What lake? Oh, it's hard to see, but we have this lake. This is probably like half. This is half Italy, half Switzerland. Apparently, you have like a lot of lakes here. Liechtenstein. This is a state or country. I don't even remember. It's on the border here, but yeah. Pilatus. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, bro. Give me here. Give me here. Can I drop my little man here? God damn, bro. Can I move? I can't, sadly. But I can go here. What is this? Bro, these are mountains of Switzerland, really. A lot of fucking mountains. Let's move here, maybe. Oh my god, this is nice. Let's move somewhere else. Maybe, can I go back? How the fuck do I go back? Okay. Pilatus, the fuck is that? Schwarzenberg. Schwarzenberg. Oh really? That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Oh my, I would love living in it. Oh my god, this looks perfect for me. This is very similar to where I'm actually living right now. It's very similar to Romania. This part right here, the hills that we have here, this is very similar to Romania. Very similar, actually. Very similar. This is how Romania looks, to be honest. This is a very good except the houses are a bit nicer, but this is definitely how Romania's looking, bro. But this is clean as fuck, bro. I would live here, bro. This is the places I need to live in. I cannot really live in cities because I'm used to living in Romania. Like, the houses are pretty clean though, bro. This is clean, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. It's probably like a small, I don't know if this is a city. It looks like a village, more like it. Yeah, this looks so similar to Romania. Let's see where we can go next. Schwarzenberg. Where were we? Oh, here we were. Okay. What is this? A river? What is here? But this is not really mountains. Wait. These is probably a bit more mountains. Let's see, just randomly. Okay. This is a lot of nature. This is why Switzerland is nice. Yeah, you definitely got a bit rich. Romania, you don't got a bit rich. Do I have street map in the city I am? I actually have. This is where I'm living. It's not as nice. It doesn't look as nice, but this is probably autumn pictures. But yeah, we do have the hills. They look way smaller in this. They look way smaller. But yeah, we do. I'm kind of surrounded by hills everywhere I look. But this looks kind of shit. I don't know why. It looks way better in real life. A small fucking village. Let me move, bro. Move. These are all we had. Probably okay. I'm not really gonna show you where I live, but yeah, this is where I live. It's a very small city. The roads were old. This was renewed, but yeah, let's see if I can go. There's a really nice it looks beautiful. It just looks better in real life than it looks here. This is a really nice place. It's just like a couple kilometers up from us. This is a big ass pool here. Let me see if I can show the views if I can. But it looks so old. See, the roads are, we can clearly see the difference on the roads between Switzerland and Romania. It's a big difference. But let me see if I can go on the road that takes you here if I can. I cannot. Why can I move? We have really nice views here, but I don't know if I can. And the pictures are taken in autumn, which kind of sucks because autumn is not that beautiful. It should have been taken in spring. Can I go and show the view? That kind of really sucks that it's taken in autumn. Switzerland, that picture was when everything was green. Like we clearly see this is autumn. Like the okay, now it's spring. What the fuck is this? Now I skipped a bit further and now it's spring. Okay, now it's autumn again. But I cannot really show. Okay, this is where you see a bit of the hills that we have, but it definitely doesn't look like real life. Oh shit, I want to go to a place that I was recently, bro. This place looks unreal, bro. Can I go to... Yeah, this is kind of how Romania looks on a more realistic basis. A lot of mountains. We have a lot of mountains. The roads are shit. Yes. And the government is corrupt, but we have like really nice... We have really nice, yeah, views. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Let's look at trading. Okay, this scaling looks like it's gonna hold, but yeah, really choppy. You can really see how a low probability impacts. This looks like it's gonna hold. This looks like it's gonna hold as well. Still gonna hold my bias. I'm still gonna hold my idea that this was a lower probability setup. For me, it was not lower probability. It just wasn't an A plus setup that I would choose to be traded. I would choose to be trading only A plus, and this was an A, or maybe even slightly towards B actually. Yeah, bro, it's nice. We have some really nice places in Romania. It's nice to live here, bro. To be honest, it's nice to live here. It's probably nicer in Switzerland, but it's more expensive, definitely. It's more expensive, definitely. Romania is pretty chill. It's a nice place to be born in, if that makes sense. I really am grateful for being born here because it's a lot of nature, bro. I have hills all around me, so yeah. That's what is nice, because if I want to go in nature, I just go like walk 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers and go onto the hill and chill. If you're born, that's why I don't like cities, because I kind of got used to living here in nature. You have a lot of nature, same as Switzerland, but it's not as clean, but still definitely good. It's kind of like the AliExpress version. The AliExpress version of Switzerland. Definitely, that's how you can call it. Definitely the best way to put it. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're the same, bro. Like I cannot possibly live in a place where it's loud, where I hear cars non-stop, where I don't see nature. Like I've lived in cities for periods of time when I was in college, bro, and I hated that shit. Hated not seeing nature. Hated seeing only buildings and shit, bro. I couldn't fucking live there. And in noise, bro, I need peace. Here I just wake up every single day and hear the birds chirping. Like that's probably the best thing, like, for me, to be honest. And I could never go back. And I don't understand how people in cities are actually taking that shit. How are you actually living in such a I mean, depends on what pair you're trying to see. Depends on what pair you're trying to see. But yeah, I don't understand. If you're born in a city, you cannot get used to it. But once you're kind of seeing how life with nature feels like, life in villages and shit, um, it's not. You cannot never go back. Oh, DXY, you say? Okay, I didn't look. I didn't see. DXY, it's kind of weird. It's in the middle state. I cannot really have a bias here. We did take all this buy sell liquidity. We did tap this really good kind of FVG, kind of, yeah, good area here, and then we inversed. But it's still in the middle state where we don't know whether this was a break of structure and when they're gonna support price lower and form that lower high, or we don't know yet if this is gonna continue higher. I would be slightly more down towards going higher, but we definitely need to wait for more confluence. It's still too early. It's still too early to be having a bias here. We need to wait to see what price does. If it breaks above this inversion here, I would say we're definitely gonna be bullish. But if it respects it and if it fails to break from it, we're probably gonna reach back into the sell side. So yeah, bro. It's a state where we definitely need to wait for more confluence because we're stuck between those two POIs and we don't have enough structure. This was kind of the state with DAX as well. The trade, of course, was really clean, but it was just a retracement trade. And the reason why I didn't take it out, of course, this is my edge, right? I have a sell liquidity rate, I have a POI, and I have an inverse as a trigger. But the reason why this trade wasn't good enough is because we had a 4-hour FVG here, which we were shorting against, which made the trade really risky. And again, we were in a state where we didn't know for sure whether we're bullish or bearish. Bias was not clear. Now that we formed the second range, it's a bit better to be looking at buys. But yeah, apparently it was a really good setup, but I still wouldn't have taken it. But DXY cannot really have a bias yet. It looks weird. Need to wait for structure, which is same for Euro. I would say we're still gonna draw here on Euro and on DXY, meaning DXY is gonna draw lower before reversing, and after we take this we're gonna reverse. But probably something like this I would say is gonna happen, and then reverse towards the next week to fill this big ass gap. But it's still in a weird state. But yeah, the dark screen ended up fucking goddamn, and the skilling ended up being pretty good as well. But what can you do? Sometimes even the best looking, like, even a setup that goes works this well, it's not worth taking. Entry very iffy. Entry form pre-London, which is something I don't trade instantly, and we were buying against a 1-hour gap, which would require us to wait for another confluence, another confluence with this hourly gap here. So that's kind of, maybe New York we can keep looking at buys, but right now, hell no. UG, we got missed on this demo. For now we're just demoing. Gold weird. Really, a lot of pairs are weird today. Very slow, very slow. Even GU, but GU for me is the A plus setup I'm waiting for. I'm really looking to continue going lower. We have really massive sales and liquidity, very strong. We have 4-hour gap, and in this 4-hour gap we have buy side liquidity. We have Friday's high, we have this New York high. So this is very high quality setup for me. This is why I chose to skip this and wait for this, because this is higher probability if we're gonna come there. But London just is not doing anything. Like, it just, I don't know how this is 20 pips though, but it's just been stuck. But yeah, not really looking to be trading today realistically. I mean this, unless this we come here and sweep, but other than that, not really. This was the A setup. A setup. Yeah, A, I would call it A, maybe slightly B. It was kind of in between. Definitely not an A plus, but an A, you can say it was. But right now I ain't gonna trade A's. I ain't gonna trade A's. You're gonna see. gonna probably take these days to. I trade BTC mostly. I think you are not into crypto. I'm not really into crypto. I did have some investing. Sadly, I closed all my positions to buy a PC, and look where I bought. This was my buys, bro. Look at this on this green line. 80% XRP. Solana, 80%. Ethereum, which was where all my money was going. 140. Yeah. And this is where I bought. On this red line. On this blue line. My bad. And I closed my positions to buy a new PC, which it is what it is. It can hurt. If I would have been patient for like 3 more months, I would have bought another 3 fucking PCs, but it is what it is. You're trading Bitcoin. I haven't really traded. I did take some swings on Bitcoin. I think I very rarely do take some swings on the 4 hour. But yeah, it's weird. Let's see what this guy's doing. I would say we're probably gonna come for this, but this is very, very dangerous. This FVG here, because it's built on all these sellers right here. So I would say, even though yes, might not be something like investors look forward to, is us going bearish, and from here continuing the bullish part. So meaning we're gonna continue bullish from 110, 100. So 100 to 110. This is what I see. I mean, profit is profit, but I did close before price started running. So I did close the positions. Like if you look at Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum. I probably closed around here or somewhere here. I closed because I wanted to buy a PC and I didn't have any other money, so it hurts, but I don't really care, because I know there's gonna be a lot of new opportunities. What matters to me is I was able to predict such a good bottom. You know what I mean? Like I was able to basically predict the bottom on this. So that's all that it matters. The opportunities are gonna be always there. Even on cryptos, the opportunity is always gonna be there, right? I could have made money, but yeah. I don't regret buying a PC, to be honest. Like crypto, I feel like investing in crypto is something that needs to be done consistently. Like when you legitimately have a consistent income and you put money into crypto every month. If you legitimately need the money you're depositing, it's not gonna go well, because that's what I did. I needed the money that I deposited in, yeah, in cryptos. But it is what it is, right? What time frame are you trading, or and what time frame and what concepts are you trading on Bitcoin? Bitcoin's price action is weird. Oh, so you're waiting for buy side, yeah. If you're looking for this right here, this is good. Shorting from here would be really good, but it has to retrace. No, I don't see any other buy sell liquidity here rather than these. These looks very, very good. Asian and New York highs. Asian and New York highs here look really good to be swept. Really, really good. And bonus, we do have also 4 hour big ass 4 hour FVG, and bonus we also have this big ass fucking consolidation. It can be shorting towards 110, I would say, easily. So from 116 to 110, easy fucking shmoney. This looks like a very good short of this sweep. Very good short here. I'm gonna go. Okay, this is almost hitting take profit. Hurts? Not really. It doesn't hurt anymore when I'm missing a trade. Like at this point in my trading journey, I don't really care. I care about whether was this the right decision or was this not the right decision. Skipping this trade and not taking it on my funded. Right. For now, I still gonna think it was the right decision, even if it works. I'm gonna go BFK for like 5 minutes, and I'm gonna be back to to kind of recap because usually I end my sessions at 12. So, but I'm gonna go 5 minutes and be back. Okay, TP got hit. Hey bro, hey. I'm gonna be a bit AFK because I just spilled coffee and I have to clean that shit. So I'm gonna be slightly AFK for like 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm back. I'm probably gonna journal this and be done with the day. Yeah, but sadly it's a demo, right? This was a demo trade. It was not my funded, but it is what it is. I'm gonna journal it and I'm gonna reflect whether it was the right choice not to take it, right? I don't think it was necessarily bad. Let me see if my template is correct. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna use this. It was a riskier trade. I would consider again. I would put it into the green zone here in my quality, which is an A. Right now, I'm only looking to be trading A plus setup, so I'm not sure if this was wrong or not, but I'm gonna journal it and reflect upon it. So yeah, sell side swept plus 4-hour POI and 2 4-hour trigger, which again makes my edge makes this trade valid. 1 hour we had really like a big lack of displacement in this Asia, which is one red flag of why it's not an A plus setup. And also let me go over this. We were buying against the 4-hour AVG, which makes it really risky, right? When you're buying against shit like this, it makes it really risky until we break above. So we're gonna journal that shit again. So we were buying into a 4-hour bearish AVG, which usually requires bonus confluence. So the fact that this was present here was requiring for us to wait for another confluence. What is the other confluence? Either we break above it or either we see a 1-hour gap form, which now we're printing. So sadly, the presence of this right here invalidates the trade. It kind of invalidates this, right? It kind of, these battle each other out, they cancel each other out, so we need to wait for another confluence, which later on we got that hourly gap. This was the other confluence we should have waited for, but yeah, Asia had massive lack of displacement here. We didn't really have a lot of displacement. We were kind of choppy. I did like here how we consolidated below the low, but yeah, massive lack of displacement. Lack of displacement throughout Asia, really small gap. I do like how price consolidated. Yeah, let's see 50-minute again. Trending Asia, the model is valid, but it's a very iffy. Trending Asia, very iffy, very not great really. But here we get a bit of a sign on lower time frames that this hourly is fake, right? This POI was fake because it is not present on the 50-minute, which sometimes happens. Trending Asia, but a weird profile, no significance on the low. Usually Asian lows tend to have some type of relevance. Either we raid liquidity or we have liquidity, but in this case Asian low was just a candle. It was weird. And yeah, entry was pre-London. Inversion, decent, of course, inversion, but pre-London and lack of displacement again on the move makes it a lower probability setup at the end of the day. Lack of displacement on the leg that we broke, plus entry pre-London. The move higher was formed pre-London. Yeah, but we get crazy R 3.17. What do you guys think? Should have I taken this? I mean, now looking at it, yeah, it looks like I should have taken it, but yeah. So a lot, but inversion, right? Choppy inversion though. Why did I not take this trade? We're gonna do bonus confluence. We're gonna do entry. We're gonna do bias. We're gonna do, what is there, another red flag. Asia, I think Asia was fine in a case like this, but okay, there were a lot of signs that this so bias, bias was not yet fully confirmed. We had only one range. It did was a retracement trade, true, and it was valid for a retracement trade. It's just that we had an opposing PD array, so this is probably what we're gonna use, opposing PD array. It's hard to say whether this trade were worth taking or not, right? Because we also respected with the bodies here. This was our 4 hour. You see here we respected it. Weird, but I'm gonna use the snipping tool in this case because I want to go over the overlap between time frames. Boom. And on the 50-minute as well. On the 50-minute we see we do not have the POI present, which can be a huge signal of being a false POI. That's pretty much it. You can look at, even if you look at continuations, it's risky. But with the sentry, definitely, hell no. That's my very iffy entry. Only inversion choppy. We did come for this bullish FVG here, which is interesting, but entering pre-London on DAX is such a troll fucking thing. Like most of the times pre-London, I mean London Open on DAX is extremely fucking volatile. In this case the entry in this case London Open was not volatile, which is very rare for DAX. That's why it was so risky to take, especially since we still had bearish FVGs, so we could hold. That's pretty much it. I would still consider this, even though skipped, still a worth trade to be skipped. So entry was an inversion. Duration, how much did it took? Probably 2 hours as usual, which how usual my trades take, around 2 hours. Entry time straight up a London Open, very risky for DAX, very fucking risky. 3.2. Oh, I also want to save the scaling. Also want to save the scaling here. And that's pretty much it. Looks like it's gonna go higher, but I don't really care. Let's get back to data. Potential R, we cannot really fill that data yet. By result, I did skip it. Where is the skipped? Okay, skipped. Risk, don't know, really cannot really. 4 hour we had 4 hour. This is 4 hour plus 4 hour. Gain 0 again. Higher time frame edge was it was a gap to inverse. Yeah, gap to inverse. Where's my higher time frame edge? Gap to inverse idea was a retracement trade. This time was we were trading from external. Wait, let me go on the higher time frames. Not really external. It's a weird state, but it's definitely a retracement trade. Mistake, not really news, not none. We didn't have news today. That's pretty much it. Just gonna get to our data, to our playbook. Right, this is why I'm using this. Gonna copy it, go to my playbook, go to my trending Asia right here. Boom. I'm gonna save it here once again today, and just gonna really fast copy everything, and that's it. We got more data on our setup, and that's what matters at the end of the day, even if we took it or not. But yeah, it does look like a very clean trade. Was I wrong for not taking it? Maybe. I still don't think this was an A setup, and right now my way of trading is only gonna be trading A plus. which an A plus setup would be GU if we come here. It's definitely an A plus setup with this higher time frame draw, like this higher time frame draw, bro. Beautiful, bro. This hell yeah, bro. We want to see this very strong higher time frame draw, which just is up to, are we gonna form the high of the week in Monday, meaning now we are gonna trade higher on London and we're gonna see that reversal in New York and we're gonna initiate lower on Monday, or are we gonna see that on Tuesday? I still believe we're gonna reach here. I don't really see a reason why we would leave without really coming into these very beautiful equal highs. Previous daily high here, some internal liquidity. 4-hour PI, we're on bias. This is basically everything we need. That's why I decided to skip the DAX trade, because this was lower probability than this trade right here. So we're gonna wait for this for New York. It's nice. I do want to see price slowly start supporting higher. If we see if we see price slowly starting to ski higher, that would be perfect for that New York reversal with the inversion here. In this case, I'm gonna wait for a 50-minute inversion. Usually I wait for an hourly, but in this case, since I'm so confident in this trade, I would just wait for a 50-minute inversion. But we gonna see. This is pretty much it for today's London session. I'm probably gonna get work into a bit of my videos. I do want to get a bit more active with my videos, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna make this into a short, even though I did not take it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you for being here. I'm gonna see you in New York. Maybe you're gonna get this geo setup. Maybe you're gonna get this geo setup right here. The clean setup. So we gonna wait for this. And I see you in New York, bro.